Hello everyone, Athrun Talan here. Welcome back to the second part of our Retroberfest playthrough of Sonic 3 Complete. We are picking up on Flying Battery Zone now. And I gotta say, I quite like the nighttime aesthetic. Just gonna turn the volume of the game down a little bit. I can't hear very well. Yeah, I like the nighttime aesthetic that they've gone with to have it fit in with Carnival Night Zone. It's pretty cool. I'm interested to see how this is going to develop into Ice Cap Zone and how the how the game changes for how the game changes in Sonic and Knuckles, because traditionally Flying Battery Zone comes at the end of Mushroom Hill Zone, which obviously the order's going to change. I'm quite interested to see where they go. Anyway, Flying Battery Zone. I really like this zone. I actually quite like adding it into this order, because I quite like this zone where I didn't Carnival Night Zone. It's a nice, what's the word? It's a nice victory after the horribleness of Carnival Night Zone, I suppose. But interestingly, it comes at a bit of a cost, because it means we're going to be going probably from Mushroom Hill Zone into Sandopolis Zone. And as I was saying in the previous video, I have sort of one zone in every game that I'm not a massive fan of, that I really don't like. And in Sonic & Knuckles, that's Sandopolis Zone. Really don't like it. Nice introduction of the egg capsule mechanic there, of there being some badniks inside some of them. There's always something to be aware of. And the game just sort of teaching you, hey, maybe these aren't as good as you thought. And it was quite a few playthroughs of this game before I realised you could actually use the propellers to work your way up. Providing, you know, you were any good, which I'm not. But what was interesting was the rebranding of this in Sonic Mania. If you tried doing this, you went straight into a set of spikes. It's like the game said, yep, no, this isn't your typical Sonic game. You might think you know the level, but you really don't. The badniks in this game, nothing to write home about. Got a, what is it, basically, I suppose, a cannon on legs. And Techno Mouse. Or is it? No, it's not Techno Mouse, it's Techno Squeak. Try in the casino zone. I don't really know why I'm going for this special stage. I don't kind of need it. I was hoping for even the magnet sphere, I suppose, just to get myself, you know, I'm just going to leave. Just to get myself a shield, something like that. Grab a quick sip before we head back in zone. What is it I like about this zone? Pretty much everything, actually. I walked into that one, literally. The music especially. The music in this zone is brilliant. It's quite a fast zone as well. It's a good reminiscent. It reminds you a little bit of Wing Fortress Zone without being too Wing Fortressy, I suppose. Would be the best term I could use. It's just, yeah, it's a nice zone. I like this one. That said, there are some things that aren't as great. The boss... Oh, forget. The boss in Act 1 isn't great at all, and Act 2's not too bad, a little bit more dangerous. But it does follow another one of those not breaking zones. One of those areas where you have to kind of climb through the level while it collapses around you. I think I can push this, yep. Which means, if memory serves, there's a giant ring down here. Fantastic. Which means I can do this. And just fly through most of the rest of the level. Providing I don't screw it up. Let's just get these while we're waiting. There is a big possibility of me screwing it up, let's face it. I like these things as well. I have no idea what they are. They're not really, I don't know, they sort of defy physics a little bit. And this villain, this mini-boss, not that difficult. Normally you'd have to probably jump out of the way or spin dash through the arms. Supersonic, I can just stand here for a minute. I've already spent longer on Act 1 than I wanted to do, so I do apologise. I'll be going straight into Act 2, which will hopefully be over a little quicker. And we'll head into Ice Cap Zone. Eventually this boss is going to tire himself out. There we go. Would have been nice if it kind of finished with a bit of a shocked face. Maybe to show that he's just destroyed himself, I don't know. Maybe that would have been a bit too far on a comedic touch. Anywho, we are Flying Battery Zone Act 2. And this is quite a nice little remix of the original as well. I'm not quite sure why they changed the order. The only reason I can think of is that it left Sonic 3 a little too long in terms of content versus Sonic and Knuckles. Because with Flying Battery Zone and Sonic Knuckles, you'd be looking at about 6 zones per game. With Flying Battery after Carnival Night, you'd be looking at 7 zones in Sonic 3 and 5 in Sonic and Knuckles. That's if you count Sky Sanctuary Zone, which, let's face it, it is a zone. It's maybe only a single act, but it's still a zone. I probably didn't want to come down here, actually. Yeah, I probably really didn't want to come down here. Still, I think I might be able to make it work. To watch out for the flames, of course. Yep, there we go. I can get myself an extra life. Again, not that I really need it. The last time I said that, I'm pretty sure I got crushed straight afterwards, so I'm kind of surprised that didn't happen there. No matter. How the hell did I manage to do that? I'm sure there was an extra thing there, but maybe not. Not an extra thing. A giant ring. I'm sure there was a giant ring in the wall there. Apparently not this time around. Shame. Would have been nice. But we can't have everything. I know there are a few hidden around in this this zone. Obviously I found one at the end of Act 1, or towards the end of Act 1. I know there are a couple in Act 2, but I'm not quite sure where. One of the other things I love about this game, they went to great pains to make the game as fast as possible. Like, there are things that that allow you to travel faster, like those black balls, like the one that I just whizzed over, which you wouldn't be expecting on this sort of a level. It's like they've finally refined and gotten the concept associated with Sonic, just making each level as fast as possible. But at the same time, you've got to obviously be aware of various issues here and there, various traps and tricks, annoying bad placement, that kind of thing. Now this is actually probably my least favourite thing in this zone, was the magnetic platforms. They're kind of a bit of a pain to deal with. Not a massive one, just a little bit. They slow you down a bit. I think that's probably why I don't like them too much. I did like the version that they added in for Sonic Mania, where if you had the lightning shield, you could use them to your advantage. And turn it a little bit anti-grav. It's quite cool. I like the background there. You might have missed it. If you have, go back and take another look. It's like a aesthetic of the egg capsules being produced in the background. Kind of cool. Somehow managed to do that and get back in time. Annoyingly, we are a bit short on rings. And another boss that Robotnik really didn't think through. If he'd just made it like a single corridor, just wide enough for the tractor beam or laser beam, that would be it. Sonic would be toast. But hey, what do I know? I'm just Sonic. Wow. You know, playing as Sonic. onwards into the night. And here we go with our little climbing section. Better or worse. See how we can do. Last time I did this I cut it really close, so it'd be nice if I actually managed to make it through a little wider this time around. And I've got enough rings for a little bit of supersonic action, which is even better. Providing I don't get crushed by the spikes, which could totally happen. It's another level you want to be moving on through. I mean, that entire section where I've been standing around has cost me time. If you're short on time, you've got a problem. It's another boss where Robotnik does a good job of trying to stop himself from being hit. I should probably actually just wait for him to... wait for it. There we go. There we go. I keep forgetting that he's not actually going to pop up if you're standing there. And there we go. We are into another one of my favourite zones, coming up very shortly. And that's how it's supposed to work. I like it. Also, I've totally never noticed on the card screen for Ice Cap Zone there's totally a snowflake under the one. That's cool. I like that. So we're back into the original design. This is not a snowboard that Sonic is riding. It is instead one of the doors off of Flying Battery Zone, which is kind of cool. I like that. It's snazzy. We have what I used to think back in the day sounded a great deal like, remember the clothes show on BBC One on Sunday evenings, for those of you in the UK? Always reminded me a hell of a lot of that. I don't know why. I really hated the clothes show as well. I was not a fan. So the music really annoyed me. But that's what it reminds me of. It's also potentially one of the most remixed tracks in Sonic. If you have a look at things like OC Remix and stuff like that, you'll find there are a lot of Ice Cap Zone tracks, to the point where they, I think at one point, asked people to stop sending them, because they just, yeah, too many. And don't get me wrong, it's not a bad piece of music, as far as the game goes, I suppose, but it's not like revelationary, it's not like groundbreaking. I do like the level though, it's always a fun little level. Surprisingly fast, frantic and interesting. Plus you get to go above and below grounds. Keep ourselves above 50 rings, we're doing pretty well with that. And they've taken the sort of sliding mechanic from Labyrinth Zone and refined it a little bit with some ice flows, which is cool, I like it. Lightning Shield, again, one of your best friends in this level. Not only will it help you get rings, it will protect you against the icy Orbinauts. The Lightning Shield actually melts their little spikes, stops them from being able to damage you, which is cool. No pun intended. A lot of icy sections in this level as well. And I think we're coming towards the, end of the first act. Not a difficult boss. They kind of remixed this for the mini-boss of Sonic Mania's Chemical Plant Zone. And it's not bad, actually. It's not a bad little remix. Sticking with the reuse of ideas. And into Act 2, which has also got a little snowflake under the axe number. That's cool, I really like that. I've never noticed it before. Strange. Strange that I've never noticed it before. Can I get up there manually? No? Okay, let's just go back and do that again, see if we can get up there. There we go, that was pretty easy. totally melt an Orbinaut on the way through as well. I want to kind of stay reasonably high in the level if I can. He says, completely missing the high part of the level. Never mind. Yeah, because I think there is a section that has some water, and I kind of want to try and avoid that if I can. It does lead to a bottomless pit, so it's not really a great place to be. And I'm totally going to end up in there, aren't I? Yeah, it's pretty much looking that way right now. Maybe, if I can get out here. There we go. Got ourselves out and back on track. Wasn't a massive fan of these jumping bits, but they're not a massive issue. They just don't... I guess they don't really fit. I don't know. They don't feel like they fit in this level. Maybe that's just me. Probably is just me, let's face it. A good way to get you a little bit higher up there. And I think we are not too far from the boss. Not quite yet. But certainly doesn't feel far away. Yeah, here we go. Boss time. Which means supersonic time. Another fairly well armor-plated boss as well. And one that if you're hanging around under that platform, you are going to get frozen. Which is very, very bad. Well, that didn't take us very long now, did it? Which means we are straight into launch base zone. The final zone of this particular game, with a nice little aesthetic of Death Egg in the background. Also, great way to up your lives is just to sit here, spin dash mode for a few seconds. I mean, I don't really need any more, but you can see your score counts up the longer that you're here and the more of these things that you're killing. And I think you get an extra life every 10,000, something like that. Let's just find out. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. No, it's not 10,000, so it must be every 50,000 or something like that. So if you're low on lives and you want to sit there long enough, you could totally rack up the lives. I mean, it's not like I'm short of them myself, but oh god. How I managed to hit that, I have no idea. That was nicely placed insta-shield. I don't think I could do it again. Probably won't try, to be honest with you. It was a bit of a panic insta-shield. So you got the Death Egg in the background being reconstructed after Robotnik's defeat at the end of Sonic 2. And this zone, what's to say about it? It's not a great zone, I suppose. I'm not a massive fan of it. It's serviceable. I don't know, it's enjoyable enough. I think my least favourite thing in this level actually, or this zone, is totally the music. Not a fan of the music in this zone. And some of the badniks are a bit of an annoyance. Not going to lie. There's an interesting sort of few areas, puzzle areas of finding your way through. But aside from that, yeah, it's a serviceable zone. It's nothing, considering it's the last zone of Sonic 3, it's not really threatening. It's not really that challenging. It doesn't feel like a Scrap Brain zone or a Wing Fortress zone or anything like that. Or a Death Egg zone, if you're looking at Sonic and Knuckles. It's serviceable. It'll do. But it's totally nothing massively impressive. Fortunately, it does have the honour of being home to one of, in my opinion, the best bosses in Sonic history. And the first boss that was legitimately a threat, even to Super Sonic. Which we will get to a little bit more later on. Ah, hell. Saw that and balls that up. Just, oh god. Balls that up totally. No rings, no shield. Not good. Never mind, we'll be alright. I mean, we're Sonic. What could happen? Fall into my death in 3, 2, 1. Nope, totally fine. Having said that, I know I said it wasn't that challenging, but I think I've lost my rings and stuff more so far in this zone than pretty much any other. Ooh, god, almost got crushed. Those are sneaky little things. But even in this level, they've included some elements to help you travel a little bit faster, like those speed pipes that we just totally went through. I want to get in there if I can. No, I'm not going to be able to get in there. Game saying no. But I just try one more time. No. I know you probably can get in there, I just don't know how. Maybe from the other side? I never did find many giant rings in this level, so I do wonder a little bit if they exist. Ooh, sneaky bouncy pad. Straight into a trap. Ha 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 ha. That was very stupid of me. I thought I could get underneath. I should have gone over the top. Never mind. And I'm totally going the wrong way. Well, that's dicked us over a little bit, hasn't it? What's that, 3, 4 deaths to crushing? I think that's probably about it, yeah. All deaths, pretty much all deaths in this game been down to being crushed. Feels bad, man. This is not going well. I'm not playing well tonight, actually. I have to apologise for that, I suppose. Considering I was actually doing pretty well last time we were playing through this. Never mind, we'll be alright. Do I have to go this way? Can I go this way? I want to go this way. I want to go this way. Can't go this way, can I? No. Okay, fine. I'll have to go this way. I'm sure I was... Oh, for Christ's sake. I'm sure I was saying something about this not being a particularly challenging zone. Oh, frack. 2 lives down to this zone of all places. Never mind. We'll be fine. We will be fine. Take a quick pause and a sip. Wee sippy. And we'll get cracking again. Let's see if we can't do this time around. Hey, what have we accumulated all those extra lives for if not something like this, eh? Although, I would totally like to not lose too many lives to this level. It's kind of an embarrassment. It's why you shouldn't be quick to dismiss a level even if you don't think it's going to be that threatening. It will dick you over. Quite happily, as we've seen. And any hope I have of collecting 50 rings for the end of this act, oh come on, I totally zoomed over that, is rapidly fading. So I can find some sort of hidden cache of rings, are pretty screwed. Those Orbonauts are quite dangerous as well. The fact that they're completely metallic means you kind of need, well, ideally an invincibility to defeat them. I mean, you can get away with it with the insta-shield, as we found earlier. But the timing has to be pretty precise. Oh, this game, this level, this zone is dicking me over something fierce. Oh, hello. Maybe not. Lightning shield, totally welcome. Nice little fast section, which I think is the lead up to the boss, yep. So yeah, gonna have to do this one sans supersonic, I think. Which is alright, I can work with that. Knuckles, you asshole! That's an amazing amount of destruction for such a small bomb. Screw it. Hope for the best. Maybe if I can wrangle out 50 rings, we can finish this off with ease. If not, we'll do it solo. No supersonic in sight. Should only need the 50. Oh, come on. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh well. We'll do it solo then. Oh, it gets worse. This one's actually a lot harder as Knuckles because you have two of those things to fight. Those two boxes on either side, yeah, those are totally filled with the same spike prototypes that we've just defeated. Well, we made it through Act 1. We're on to Act 2. And I'm getting quite excited because this is my favourite boss of the game coming up. I want to try and finish this one with 50 rings if I can. Because it will, well, obviously it'll allow us to do supersonic. Not that that actually is going to be a massive amount of help for us. I said the final boss, or the boss of this level, is actually a legitimate threat to supersonic. His main attack, I mean, aside from him being heavily armoured, is that he has massive, massive arms to him. That's the reason he's called Big Arms. Oh, you bastard. And he grabs you, takes you up into the air, slams you down and takes your rings. The thing is, it's also doable. He will also do this to supersonic, and it will cost you rings as supersonic. So it's quite feasible. If he catches you the once and you're supersonic, you won't be supersonic anymore. Which is cool. It felt like an actual threat. Oh, for crying out loud. Never gonna say that this level isn't challenging again, because I've just screwed this up so much on so many occasions. Never mind, we'll be fine. I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. I don't know how I managed to do that without spin dashing. Not that I'm complaining, because that's just made this section a little bit easier. I've got to run the risk of hitting those two Robotnik crates. You don't see many of those in this game, but when you do, they are usually best placed to screw you over. Should be a water shield up here. Yeah, excellent. And another level with a mandatory water section. I don't understand why. You almost thought I was going to hit the spikes then. Yeah, it just feels like, why? Why do we need so many water sections? It's like, we really don't in this level, in this game. But as I say, at least they're brief and pretty quick. Try and avoid hitting the stupid ass Robotnik box. And this guy, of course. I've only got a bubble shield to pop it, clearly. Aiming for as many rings as I can. As long as I can get above 50, it'll be alright. Although I'd prefer a few more, we'll see. See how we do. I was thinking about going back then and getting those other four, decided against it. Which may come back to haunt me. We'll see. Oh. But of course. Anyone counting? Anyone know what I've been hit by or damaged by the most so far in this level? Totally not sure. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's those flamey things. Totally wondering about. You know what, screw it. Although, this may be bad news on my part. Oh, that was sketchy. Super sketchy. Just gonna drop out of Supersonic now, just for a moment. This game is not letting me go easy tonight. Let's get ourselves in the gumball stage, shall we? See what we can acquire. This first stage of the boss coming up is actually probably my least favourite stage. He's a bit of a pain in the ass and a bit random. So I'll be looking to kill him quickly, if I can. I would have preferred not having a lightning shield. Sorry, no, I would have preferred having a lightning shield. We'll see how we do, I guess. Okay. Here we go. Not talking a huge amount in this boss because he is actually pretty challenging. It might look like there's a pattern, but there isn't. At least not one that I can perceive. There we go. We got through the first stage easy enough, so we've got the second one coming up. And please, can I say, Knuckles is just an idiot. I'll explain a little bit more why in a minute. But his whole shtick is that he believes Dr. Robotnik when he turns up on the island and says that Sonic is the bad guy. He doesn't get suspicious when all the animals start disappearing, robots start taking their place. He doesn't get suspicious when Robotnik is building a massive spaceship. Maybe Death Star XB. He's an idiot, he really is. And he doesn't come to his senses for such a long time. Okay, phase 2. See if I can get Supersonic there. This one's actually a little bit more challenging if you're not Supersonic, but since we are, we totally haven't got to worry about it. Oh, looking forward to this boss. He is probably my favourite boss in all of Supersonic. Oh, in all of Supersonic, in all of Sonic. He's such a threatening, menacing boss. And the music, oh, the music. The music's just so cool. He's heavily armoured, he's protected to the nines with spikes, so you're not going to be able to get to him easily. He's got such a small hitbox. And those arms, oh, those arms. I'm going to have to come out of Supersonic, I think. Unless I want to take the risk of losing all of my rings. In fact, yeah, I'm going to have to. This battle's going to take too long. Oh, good. Nice. I love this boss. Ooh, almost got caught by the hands then. He's got a reasonably easy followed pattern. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's the atmosphere, I think, of the dark skies, the awesome boss music, and just the sheer threateningness of this boss. He's just so cool. And he's dead. And with that, we should crash down to the floating island once more. And hit Act 1 of Mushroom Hill Zone. will separate, and we'll see for some reason that was another load-bearing boss. The Death Egg should be going down in the background. Bye-bye, Death Egg. Bye-bye. Well, see you shortly anyway. And in comes Tails. Oh, that's cool. They've used the introduction from the title screen of Sonic & Knuckles to give you a little bit of a level transition. Oh, I really like that. That's very nice. So, we should be going to take a look at the Super Emeralds in a second. This way. And yep, our first flashy ring. And our first look at Hidden Palace Zone. Same rules apply. I'm going to be a cheating bastard and get all of these, even if it requires a save state or two. But we'll see how we do. This level's actually quite interesting because it's not until playing through recently that I'd realised the trick of it. I'm used to sort of dodging my way around and picking up these 6 blue spheres. It's not until playing it recently that I realised just collect the 2 on the outside. Why didn't I realise that before? It just seems stupid. Collect the 2 around the outside and suddenly you've made your job a whole lot easier. I'm actually going to leave those 4 blue spheres there. I'm going to try for perfect. Whether I make it or not is another matter. But we've already got our first continue of the and Knuckles portion of the game, which is always pretty nice. And these levels are a little bit more challenging. There are a few that will screw you over if you're not careful. Which we totally know is a thing. We've had that far too often already. 20 to go. Okay, we can get away with collecting those. Yeah, I think so. These 6 take us down to 10, so we've got 1 set of 6 and 1 set of 4 left. There's the 6. Should get us a perfect. Beautiful. Let's not do that. Let's see if we can find those last blue spheres. Should be around somewhere. There they are. And job's done. First Super Emerald acquired. And a perfect bonus. Sweet! Quick pause for a minute. Okay, picking up again with a fresh drink. And we are back on Act 1 of Mushroom Hill Zone. We're gonna... Oh, not Mushroom Hill Zone, Mushroom Valley Zone. I always thought it was Mushroom Hill Zone, so maybe the name's changed because of the prototype order of the zone? I don't know, something like that. Anywho, we are going to make an effort at least to get all of the emeralds in this particular zone. How well it'll go, I don't know. It's been a while since I've had to try and track these down, so yeah, we'll see. If not, we'll probably get them in Sandopolis Zone. I think there's one around somewhere, I'm sure. We'll probably go back a few times if I can get away with it, if I can't find what I need to. That's not gone too well. Let's try that again. This way. Might actually have gone the wrong way. Yeah, I think I have. I think I need to go back. Finding the special stages in this level is a bit of a pain. And I was never particularly great at it. And I know there's enough to get all the emeralds, I just have to remember where they are. Which is, sad to say, a little more complicated. I think there might be... No, there isn't one on this side. Ah! Oh, that was a dick move by that mushroom mold guy. So, this way maybe. Yeah, this is it. There's one this way. There's one. I love this music. I really do like this music. Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles had some of the best music in the series. Oh, I hate this special stage. Hate it so much. I don't know why. I have really strong memories of this as a kid. I really struggled to complete this one. I don't know why. Coming back to it recently, it's not as bad. It's still pretty bad. It's still a little problematic. But it's not too bad, he says. Gonna reload that. I should just stop tempting fate, really. This is a challenging zone. It's the most difficult zone in the entire game. There, let's see how that pans out for me. It's one of my few fails. I definitely won't get a perfect on this one. I've never quite worked out how to get the rings in the middle without, you know, killing myself off. Or failing the stage at least. And there we go. Job's good. Look at the pretty, pretty blue emerald. So that is 2 down. I don't know where they are, but that's 2 down. There we go. 2 down, 5 to go. So with 2 down, we've got 5 left to get. See how that goes for us. I'm going to stay down south of the level, I think. For the next one. Yeah, I think it's down here. There we go. And as always, every zone has a mechanic I'm not a massive fan of. Those winchy things are Mushroom Hill Zone's version. Although they're instrumental if you want to pull off the level select for Sonic and Knuckles. Ooh, this could be interesting. This one's one of the more complicated zones. Or sphere games. For a start, it requires you to use these yellow jumping spheres pretty well. Requires quite a lot of concentration to get right. I know I'm not going to get it perfect, but hey, I may as well get another continue. Hoover up what I can at least. I don't know why I turned away from that one. I already know I screwed up the continue. There was the not the continue, the perfect. There we go. There was a section I could have made into a set of rings that I didn't, unfortunately. Missed time to jump. Still, 3 emeralds down, 4 to go. This is a good little intro to Sonic and Knuckles. It's not a bad zone by any stretch of the imagination. Music's not too bad. The level's quite snazzy. I quite like the effects. Right, now the next one I need to get. See if I can get this. Again, it's nothing to write home about. There we go, got it. But it's a fun zone. I like being able to use the mushrooms to bounce around. And they've got the weighted mechanic from Hilltop Zone. Here we go, we've got number 4. All being well, at least. Not going to go too much longer on this video. We're probably going to need a third part, which, fair enough, I guess. The third part will be tying up the rest of the game. For now, we're going to probably get to the end of Mushroom Hill Zone, Mushroom Valley Zone, and see how we're doing. I don't want it to go on too much longer than that, because the next one is Sandopolis Zone, and as with every game, having a zone I'm not a fan of, Sandopolis Zone is Sonic and Knuckles. I have horrible memories of Act 2, with its god-awful puzzle at the beginning that cost me a time over more than once, until I figured out the trick behind it. Oh, and the ghosts. Let's not forget about the ghosts. They are a pain in the ass as well. 13, so there's going to be a set of 4 and a set of... set of 4 and a set of 9, so we just need to find the set of 9 first. Try and avoid getting the set of 4. He says, having clearly gone the wrong way. Where is it? There's the set of 4. One I don't want right now. Hey, well, let's go and have a look this way. No? Yeah. Gotta be around here somewhere. Pretty sure you can reach the entire... There we go. The entire sphere without using those yellow... the yellow bounce pads. I'm not sure, but I think you can. I just have to find that other set 4 again. Trouble is, everything starts looking the same on these levels, and suddenly things become a bit more confusing. You have to try and not let it panic you, especially when you're going faster and faster by the second. There we go, perfect, and job's a good one. Is that 4, 5? 4. 4 emeralds down, 3 to go. That to run down, there we go. It's going to take a while because, of course, continue and a perfect. Oh, we're close now. I can taste it. Ah, shame I couldn't taste that. Well, I suppose I did taste it, in a way. Go figure. Anyway, coming up on the boss. Not a challenging one. Again, mini bosses, it's not meant to be that challenging. Not really even an interesting idea. How much wood could a wood bot chuck if a wood bot chuck could chuck wood bot chuck bot? That sentence kind of got away from me, sorry. Maybe I should be laying off the alcohol. Maybe at least. So, Act 2, and more Knuckles dickery. Look at that shit-eating grin he's got on his face. Such a bastard. Anyway, starting the act with a lovely invincibility, which, oddly enough, I still remember is there even after all this time. I think I want to stay at the top of the level for the first special stage. Try and get this. There we go. The section. That's it. There it is. There. Should get me up high enough. Beautiful. We don't need to get many more. Just the 3. This one is an interesting colour palette. Don't remember how much of a pain in the ass the level is, but it looks pretty complicated. Just by the amount of spheres that are dotted around. Blue spheres that are dotted around in like random places. There aren't many, doesn't look like there's many giant ones. Like giant square sections. Am I going for a perfect? I don't know really. Probably not. Screwed that over just a little bit, never mind. Yeah, I'm more focusing on finishing this level than anything else. I wasn't as good as at the Sonic and Knuckles levels as I was the Sonic 3 ones. I think by that point in time I'd lost patience to try and get all the emeralds. And just kind of gave up a little bit. Having said that, maybe. Yeah, perfect. Wonderful. Not even trying. Lovely stuff. And that color emerald goes well with the level design. 2 to go. Two to go. Lovely stuff. It was a bit weird. Okay, lovely stuff. Let's crack on. Oh, that is totally designed to dick you over. And it kind of worked. This, on the other hand, totally designed to be much more fun. I'm gonna go this way. No, I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, I might have gone the wrong way. Oh dear. That's going to make things a lot more complicated. Totally lost my invincibility at the wrong moment there. Can I find my way back? Certainly going to give it a go. Oh, for crying out loud. That one was just placed there specifically to taunt me, wasn't it? And those things are kind of annoying, actually. They require 2 hits, and it's far too easy to bounce off them. Try and go back a bit through the level and see if I can find my way to the next ring. I know I've gone the wrong way. Never said this would be quick. Just said I wanted to get them by the end of Mushroom Hill Zone. Mushroom Valley Zone. Whatever. I totally actually can't remember where the next one is. I think it's this way, maybe. Yeah, I remember now. It's down here. There it is. And this one's gonna be a little more complicated. Ugh. Oh, Christ, I screwed that one over. That's the perfect gone, so we may as well just try for the completion. Having said that, getting a few of the red spheres out of the way, not really a bad idea. When it comes down to it, makes things a little bit easier at least, maybe. I'm going to need to jump these again. Turn around, and there we go, skip that. Skip that, Jimmy. This one's a bit more of a complex layout again. Lots of single spheres by themselves, single blue spheres, which means you're relying on being able to hit them accurately. Remember where they are if you're aiming for a perfect, and avoid, of course, avoid hitting the red ones. Avoid hitting the ones you've already turned. That was quite nice. Damn it. Let's just reload that. Told you there'd be cheating bastardry. There we go. Wasn't that far off either. One to go. Ping. One to go. And I quite liked Sonic and Knuckles' Super Emeralds as well, because it gave you the opportunity to have a super mode for Knuckles and Tails. And Tails was overkill. If you had any idea what you were doing with Tails, it was just ridiculous. Get all the emeralds and just stand there and let his mini army of flickies destroy the world for you. By destroy the world, I of course mean destroy any boss that you come across. It was so easy, it was incredible. Just, yeah, game-breakingly easy. I think it's this way. Yep, last one. Here we go. Get this and we become Hypersonic, which has even more of a crazy color scheme. Sort of like this level. I should really go back and complete the ones in Sonic Mania. I did quite like them, and I was reasonably good at them. Not massively fantastically good, like I still cocked up a lot. Ooh, this one, that one's a bit of a dick actually. Changing momentum, changing direction and controlling your momentum in a blue sphere stage. Whoa. I mean, the changing direction is pretty much a guarantee, but controlling your momentum, changing from back to forward to avoid hitting the spheres, oh, that's not good. You know what? That might be even worse. I've screwed myself up. Let's reload that. Yeah, that might be generally quite an evil trick. There we go. Because as this level gets faster, that becomes a lot more complicated to do. A lot more difficult to do. Hey, that's what I was hoping to do the first time around. I kind of screwed it up. Never mind. Easily fixed. Now we just have to figure out our way back. Must be getting tired. These are taking their toll now. See? This one's actually probably the most difficult one, simply because of changing direction and you know, controlling your momentum, which, as I said a minute ago, gets more difficult the longer that you go along. God damn it. The longer that you go along because of the speed. Oh god, this is terrible. What was that I was saying about? Oh Christ. I'm lost. Oh yeah, I think I may have screwed myself over. Yep. I fucked myself. Oh no, maybe not. Whew, that took a lot of doing. More than I would have liked. But job's done. I wouldn't say that one's a good one. That was terrible work, and I'm sorry you all had to see that. Still, got all the Super Emeralds, got all the Chaos Emeralds, now I can become Hypersonic. Who I do believe is immune to drowning. We go. That Master Emerald will come back to be a bit of a story element later on. I really should practice that last level a little bit more. It's definitely the most difficult of the bunch. We'll just see if we can get enough rings to get us hypersonic. I want to see, the reason I want to carry on until the end of Mushroom Valley at least, is because I want to see the transition that they've introduced. There we go. Oh, trippy. Oh, look, there's another one. Lovely. I want to see the transition that they've introduced between Mushroom Valley and Sandopolis to cover the absence of Flying Battery Zone. Man. See, pulley system, hate it. Boring, dull, annoying. Let me get on with it already. I have no need for for weight balancing scale systems. I can just jump up there. You suck, Robotnik. Turtles. And there we go. Mushroom Valley complete, and we start off next time round with Sandopolis Zone. Let's see where we're going with this. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That covers why you're... It covers the particle effects and why you end up hitting the sand. Great, I love it. Alright, that's where we're going to leave it for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you next time round for the final installment of Sonic 3 Complete. Until then, directly.